Erosion control is a necessary and important part of any construction project. There are a lot of options out there, but you need to know the environmental impacts of the products you are choosing, the true cost of the products, and long-term consequences of selecting the wrong product. Innovation, studies, and years of documented success has led to a shift in the industry. WoodStraw is becoming the clear choice for land reclamation professionals. For decades, professionals have been using variations of the same three products for their erosion control needs: agricultural straw, hydromulch, and rolled erosion blankets. Unfortunately, all of these products have significant shortcomings. Agricultural straw has a low initial cost of material. This initial cost is deceptive. Ag straw is never one and done. Multiple applications, double or triple cost of material, as well as installation cost. Ag straw blows away. It requires crimping the straw into the soil to increase the length of time that the straw persists on site. In more challenging situations, the straw must also be sprayed with a tackifier. The tackifying process requires another step, more machinery, and more labor. It also decreases seed viability as the seed gets coated in the tackifier solution. Installation of ag straw on flat ground requires dry ground so that tractors can be driven on treatment area. This creates its own set of problems, as more compaction of soil increases runoff, decreases water infiltration, and decreases root penetration. Ag straw contains non-native and invasive plant seeds. It also contains residual ag chemicals. These chemicals, herbicides, pesticides, and nutrients end up in the water. Herbicides inhibit germination and survival of native plants. Pesticides reduce survival of insects, which are unwanted in a farmer's crop, but are desirable in a diverse ecosystem. Hydromulch is used extensively due to the fact that it is relatively inexpensive on a per-application basis, can be used on steeper slope grades, and can provide short-term erosion control. And it is a common product with many contractors. It can't be used in freezing temperatures, it requires water, it decreases water infiltration and wicks moisture from the soil. It blows away when it cracks. It requires multiple applications. And it requires mobilization of equipment, crew, and water. Rolled erosion blankets are expensive and labor-intensive. Surface preparation requires compacting and smoothing. This creates increased velocity of sheet flow, reduction of water infiltration, and inhibits plant growth due to shallow root development. It can only be installed on dry, unfrozen ground. There ends up being no visibility for inspection of the surface. It can't be walked on by humans or animals. It can't be seeded over. It traps wildlife. It requires regrading, uninstalling, and replacing blankets to repair slope failures. The perfect erosion control product should protect seeding in soil areas, protect on flat and hilly areas, protect on steep areas, is inexpensive, is easy to apply. It needs to cover rough terrain with a shell of protection, can be seeded before or after application, should allow sunlight to reach the seedlings, allow water to penetrate soil, and deflect water during high runoff. It should deflect wind and not be carried away in the wind. It needs to be an easy go-to for contractors. It should never introduce foreign contaminants, metal stakes, or weeds. It needs to be environmentally friendly and sourced from the environment while being wildlife friendly and easy and cheap to reapply in trouble areas. Sometimes, the solution is as advanced as it is simple. Since 2012, Mountain Pine Manufacturing has been supplying the perfect erosion control product. We're here to change the world of erosion control. Now there's a much smarter way to reclaim your land. Engineered wood strand mulch, otherwise known as WoodStraw. WoodStraw was developed in partnership with the Washington State Department of Ecology and the U.S. Forest Service. This team of scientists demanded a product that had no negative ecological impacts and was long-lasting. So began the exhaustive design and engineering behind WoodStraw. As it was created, examined, and put through rigorous testing using rainfall simulators, wind tunnels, field testing, and constant monitoring. WoodStraw is a series of long wood strands, precisely cut to 1/8 inch thick by 3/16 inches wide. When applied over the soil surface, the product creates a unique matrix, which acts as a rainfall intercept, dispersing the energy of a raindrop. It becomes a protective web of tiny little dams that cling to each other and help slow the flow of water. This matrix also provides shade, stability, and protection for seedlings, and allows oxygen to reach the soil. The result is an erosion-free microenvironment that increases the rate of revegetation. WoodStraw is made from wood, such as pine, Douglas fir, and other conifer species. It is 100% organic with no chemicals added. It lasts 4 to 5 years with no crimping, no tackifiers, no staples, no netting, and no need to remove it from the environment later. The application of WoodStraw could not be more straightforward or simple. It can be easily distributed by hand or by using traditional straw blower equipment. For difficult projects, a hose attachment on a better spreader blower truck can move WoodStraw through 400 feet of 5-inch hose. For extremely large projects, like pipelines and forest fire reclamation, it can be applied by helicopter. The benefits of WoodStraw are enormous. Engineered wood strand mulch is patented in the U.S. It is long-lasting for a minimum of 3 years. It can be applied to any roughened soil surface to increase water infiltration and create a microenvironment that helps stabilize soil temps and provide shade and structure for optimum seed germination and survival. A roughened, decompacted seed bed of productive soil also encourages healthy root development. It can be used on remote, steep slopes, reducing sedimentation and helping to stabilize disturbed areas. WoodStraw is easily applied using common straw application equipment. It intercepts raindrop impact. It is wind resistant to 50 miles per hour sustained. It adds organic material to the soil over time, increasing soil productivity. It allows air and sunlight to reach the soil. It contains no seeds, no chemicals, and can be walked on by humans, game, or livestock. It can be seeded before or after application. It requires no water and minimal equipment time, reducing emissions. It reduces overgrazing from game and livestock, and it can be applied in freezing temperatures and on frozen ground. As with any product that is superior to its competition, innovation must come with a high price tag, right? Maybe not. We invite you to look at a few comparisons. Assuming you need to reclaim 1 acre of land that sits on a 3-to-1 or steeper slope, what's it going to cost? Agricultural straw is the inexpensive choice at about $1,200 per acre after purchasing materials and installation. But wait, you cannot crimp agricultural straw on a 3-to-1 slope. It will not work. Sorry, but this is not an option. There are only 3 remaining choices for steep slope reclamation: rolled erosion blankets, bonded fiber matrix hydro mulch, and now WoodStraw. 1 acre of land would require 50 blankets. After purchasing materials, mobilizing equipment, and the labor to install them, your project will come with an initial cost of about $10,090 per acre. Using hydro mulch will require about 3,600 pounds per acre of mulch, plus 7,200 gallons of water. The mobilization of a large pump truck and water trucks will cost you about $5,200 per acre for the initial installation. Using WoodStraw at the recommended rate of 70% ground cover will require 280 regular bales. Freight to your project site and labor to spread the bales by hand or with a mechanical blower. WoodStraw will cost you about $6,300 for the initial application. Now, let's assume that after the first 3 months, your stormwater inspector identifies erosion problems over 10% of your project area that must be repaired. About 4,300 square feet was impacted by erosion. With rolled erosion blankets, you need equipment to tear out about 5 of the old blankets and to regrade the underlying soil back to a perfectly smooth surface. Then, reapply new blankets at an additional cost of $2,200. Your repaired project cost is now about $12,200 per acre. If you use hydro mulch, you may be able to hand rake the affected areas, but you will need to mobilize your water truck and pump truck to the project site to apply another layer of hydro mulch over the 4,300 square feet. This will add $1,950 for a total project cost of $7,126 per acre. With WoodStraw, your 10% repair is easy. Simply hand rake the affected area and reapply, spreading only 28 regular bales. There's no need for heavy machinery or mobilization. Your materials and one laborer will cost $810 for a total repaired project cost of $7,172 per acre. Now, after your repairs are made, your project is 3 months old. Your project looks good, and your erosion control is in place. Hopefully, after a few more months, you will be able to close your stormwater permit. Then, another 6 months pass. Your project is now 9 months old and, oh no, it hardly rained, and the grass didn't grow. Now what do? Naturally, you buy some more grass seed. But wait, you cannot seed over blankets. You will have to tear out all of your blankets and start over. But even worse, you won't want to reinstall new blankets over the roughened soil. So you will need heavy machinery, such as a bulldozer, to regrade your entire project to a perfectly smooth surface, or your blankets won't be effective for erosion control. Now you've got an initial cost of $12,200, plus potentially $10,000 to tear out the old blankets and regrade the soil, and another $10,090 to install new blankets. You are in excess of $34,000. You have no budget for this, and your project has failed. What about hydro mulch? You can reasonably broadcast more seed over your hydro mulch in roughened soil. But what is going to protect your seed? And oops, wait, your project site is now 9 months old. Your hydro mulch has already biodegraded. Your project is now devoid of any erosion control mechanism, so you cannot simply add more seed. You must reapply another 1 acre of hydro mulch with another crew, another water truck, and another pump truck. This second application added $5,200 for a total project cost of $12,300. In the real world, this is not an extreme example. In fact, it is very common to reapply hydro mulch a second or a third time. Finally, what about WoodStraw? With WoodStraw, applying more seed is simple. Your project is now 9 months old, and you didn't get a good vegetative cover, but that's okay. Your erosion control material is still in place. WoodStraw lasts 4 to 5 years, so you don't have any reeling, and you don't lose your topsoil because WoodStraw is still there doing the job. Even better, you can seed over the top of your WoodStraw when the time is right. With a little rain or snow, your little seeds will find their way down into the soil, and your WoodStraw will continue to provide shade and protect your new seed. 1 laborer for 4 hours to broadcast seed is all you need at a cost of only $220. Your project total cost after repairs and reseeding is only $7,400. Success! You are now well into your second growing season. The grass and vegetation is established. So, what was the best value? WoodStraw is the clear choice. Potentially a $25,000 cost savings compared to rolled erosion blankets if reinstallation of the blanket was required. And because it is very common to reapply hydro mulch a second time, the WoodStraw provided almost $5,000 saving per acre as compared to hydro mulch. And don't forget, your project might be 2 years old. You've already established successful vegetation, but your WoodStraw is still down there. It's still under all that grass for an additional 2 or more years, providing protection to your hillside. As your WoodStraw very slowly biodegrades, you are adding organic matter, improving your soil health for true, long-term reclamation of your land. With WoodStraw, you get better results, actual savings, and the ability to close those stormwater permits earlier. Reclaim your site and bring it back to nature, not for the first growing season, but for the long-term future.